Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Welcome to Saturday. It's the weekend. I hope you had a great week. I hope that you've gotten around to reaching all your goals for the week. And the week is not quite over. I mean, if there are goals you still need to reach, we can still get there. But it is awesome meeting you right here in the weekend. Celine, good morning. Happy Saturday to you. It's so awesome seeing you. Somebody, good morning. Happy Saturday. Awesome having you here. Right, I got a long one to read through today, so let's get right into it. Our teacher for this week has been Jeff Brown. I love his work so much, and I love this message so much. Let's get into it. We often speak about coping mechanisms in a negative way, because the truth is that our coping mechanisms can turn into deeply ingrained habits. They can become bad habits that hold us back and keep us from growing. The next term that often follows coping mechanism is self-sabotage. And I absolutely rebel against this description. I object for certain. Grania, good morning. Anthony, good morning. Happy Saturday to you all. Great seeing you. I want you to get this. I want you to know this. There is nothing in you that wants to sabotage you. There's not one thing in you that wants to sabotage you. Stefan, good morning. Happy Saturday to you. Awesome seeing you, man. Of course, it can be true that we might have old coping mechanisms that no longer serve us. That can be true. Old coping mechanisms that prevent our growth. But we have to start with the understanding that our survival adaptations are designed to keep us alive, and will do anything at all to provide us with a sense of being able to cope. Maggie, good morning. Happy Saturday. There was a time where your coping mechanism might have literally kept you alive, and that needs to be honored, not judged. This doesn't negate the fact that things are gonna have to change if you are to move forward. There might be really hard work ahead, but start with self-compassion, not self-hatred. Jeff Brown says, our survival adaptations are so tough, but our wounds are so delicate. To heal, we have to lift the armor carefully. It saved our lives after all. It's like moving your best friend off to the side of the path. You don't trample on her. You don't hit her with a sledgehammer. You honor her presence like a warm blanket that has kept you safe and sound during wintry times. And then, when the moment is right, you get inside and stitch your wounds with the thread of love, slowly and surely, not rushing to completion, nurturing as you weave, tender and true. The healing process has a heart of its own, moving at its own delicate pace. We are such wondrous weavers. The next thought from Jeff Brown says, I am so tired of how hard we are on ourselves. Not attractive enough, not smart enough, not cool enough, not purposeful enough, not spiritual enough, not flexible enough, not creative enough, not rich enough, not happy enough, not healthy enough, not sexy enough, not wise enough. It's like a collective shame fest that begins when we are born and continues until we die. So much magnificent life is lost when it is swept under a mountain of shame. Billions of us walking around convinced we are not something enough. We are missing the point. Just staying alive on this planet is a great achievement, demanding that we sift through all of the not enough inner chatter to find a reason to go on. How about if we begin every day with an I am enough meditation? Let's begin right now. I am enough, I am enough, I am enough, says Jeff Brown. Last thought from him is, I bow to those who keep their hearts open when it is most difficult, those who refuse to keep their armor on any longer than they have to, those who recognize the courage at the heart of vulnerability. After all, the malevolent warriors end each other. It is the open-hearted that will inherit the earth. Today's meditation can totally be considered an I am enough meditation. Join us to revel in the sensory experience that your amazing human body provides you. Take a moment to show gratitude for this divine vehicle you were gifted, and remind your human form that you really are worthy and enough just as you are. Anli, good morning. Happy Saturday morning to you. All right, if you're ready, here we go. You can close your eyes and let's float away together, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in and out. A deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you lift your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. With every breath out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and drop your head. Our journey today checks in with this body. And we'll start right now as we do our full body breathing. With your next exhale, bring your attention to the space between your eyes, to your forehead. Do you sometimes find yourself carrying a frown there? And right now, are you sure that the space between your eyes is completely relaxed? With your next exhale, bring your attention to the space in and around your mouth. Do you sometimes find yourself grinding your teeth, pressing your tongue hard against the roof of your mouth, or just clenching your jaw muscles? And in those moments, do you remind yourself to soften? Do you have a loving conversation with this body that's really trying? With your next exhale, bring your attention to your neck and shoulders. Do you sometimes find your shoulders pulled up high, almost level with your ears? And when you do you remind your shoulders that they are allowed to relax? Do you have a loving conversation with this body? With your next exhale, bring your attention to your abdominal area, your abs, those muscles. This is where tension hides the most easily. We can carry tension there for years without realizing. Let your abs know they don't have to carry it all. They can soften and relax. With your next exhale, bring your attention to your butt cheeks. Are you clenching them? Or have you softened them as well? And then lastly, bring your attention to your legs and your arms, specifically your hands. Tension hides in our hands quite effectively as well. Do you ever find them balled into tight fists? And when you do you have a loving conversation with this body? And remind it that it would be okay to soften. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, continuing to help our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward. And roll out your neck muscles forward and to the left. And forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. As you release, take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left. And also lean your upper body over to the right. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least as much as we are able to, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is a really good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, then with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips in and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. hold your breath, but hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, take a moment to have a loving conversation with this body. This body that has carried you, kept you alive until now. As you take your next big breath and dive deep inside, wrap your arms around this body and say to it, "Body, it's awesome to have you." Take your next big breath. Our journey of the senses starts at the top and works its way through our body. Our first stop is your eyes. For this exercise, we keep our eyes closed and we use our mind to see what our eyes would have seen. So as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, the question is, what would be the most obvious object in the room that you're in if you were to open your eyes? Find this obvious object with your mind. See it from all of its angles. Notice all of its color and find all of its texture. Take your next big breath. We'll change gears. We're still staying with what your eyes can see. But this time, as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, the question is, what would be the least obvious object in your room? Something you'd have to look around for before you find it. Then as you take your next big breath, as you dive deep inside, study this less obvious object. See it from all of its angles, see all of its color, and find all of its texture. Take your next big breath. take a moment to give gratitude to your eyes. Gratitude to this body for the experience of sight that it gives you. Thank this body for carrying you. We'll take a step down to your ears and what you can hear. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, bring to your attention the most obvious sound that you can hear. And then as you hold your breath, lean into that sound. See how much of it you can hear. Are there different layers of sound? Different vibrations in that obvious sound? Take your next big breath. And then we'll change gears, staying with sound, but this time as you take a deep breath and dive deep inside, bring your attention to the faintest sound that you can hear. Something that's barely a whisper, perhaps a word, a bird chirping in the background. Take your next big breath. Take a moment to thank your ears for the experience they give you. Have a loving conversation with this body who's held you up until now. We're taking another step downwards, and for these next 2 stops, change your breathing to whatever you need it to be in order to smell and to taste. Your nose is the next stop, what you can smell. So with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, bring your attention to whatever obvious smell you can find. Is there any obvious smell you can pick up right now? Take your next big breath. And then after the obvious smell, can you find any other smell at all? Pay attention. See if you can pick out of the air anything besides the first obvious smell. Take your next big breath. Take a moment to have a loving conversation with this body. Your nose for gifting you the sense of smell. But your whole body for keeping you safe up until now. We'll take another step down to your mouth and what you can taste. So with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, bring your attention to whatever obvious taste you can find. Is there an obvious taste you can pay attention to right now? Take your next big breath. And then is there anything else besides the first obvious taste? Are you able to pick out any other form of taste right now? Take your next big breath. Take a moment to thank your taste buds for the experience of taste that they provide you, for enriching your life with this sense. In fact, give gratitude to your whole body. Remember to have a loving conversation with this body, which has been your home. We have one more stop. The surface of your skin. So with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, search the surface of your skin to find whatever obvious sensation you become aware of. And in this area of obvious sensations, see if you can find different pressures and different sensations in this one obvious spot. Take your next big breath. And then again, scan the surface of your skin and find where is there a spot with the slightest sensation. Perhaps you can just gently feel how fabric rests on skin. or perhaps the air touching your forehead or your cheek. Take your next big breath. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath-holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel how softness slips in and settles in every cell of your body. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I'll read to you one more time this really beautiful piece by Jeff Brown. He says, "Our survival adaptations are so tough, but our wounds are so delicate. To heal, we have to lift the armor carefully. It saves our lives after all. It's like moving your best friend off to the side of the path. You don't trample on her, you don't hit her with a sledgehammer. You honor her presence like a warm blanket that has kept you safe and sound during wintry times. And then, when the moment is right, you get inside and stitch your wounds with the thread of love, slowly and surely, not rushing to completion, nurturing as you weave, tender and true. The healing process has a heart of its own, moving at its own delicate pace. We are such wondrous weavers." He says, "I bow to those who keep their hearts open when it is most difficult. Those who refuse to keep their armor on any longer than they have to. Those who recognize the courage at the heart of their vulnerability. Our journey today is about this body and everything that it comes with. There was a time when this body's coping mechanisms might have literally kept you alive, and that needs to be honored, not judged. This doesn't negate the fact that things are going to have to change if you are going to move forward. There might be really hard work ahead. But don't get involved in a war with this body. Start with self-compassion, not self-hatred. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this body and all of the sensory experience that this body brings. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for this vessel that has been my home all the way up until now. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for this body's ability to keep me alive. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for my courageous warrior's heart that has been fighting for every breath I've ever taken and continues to beat for every breath still. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for being on this journey with us. Vivian, a very good morning to you. It's great seeing you. Mari, good morning. Awesome having you here too. Grania, thank you. Have a beautiful Saturday. Thank you, Serene. It's awesome seeing you. Anne-Marie, hello. Happy Saturday. Awesome having you here. Thank you, Annalie. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you, Sunmuddy. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, whoever else I'm forgetting about. Have an awesome Saturday. Have a great weekend. And if you feel like a quiet one, tomorrow we'll be here with a quiet meditation. See you soon. And remember to wrap your arms around this body and let it know that you appreciate it. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.